Guys, your boy Mister Old Skool Ryder come back at you one more again. I have a very special guest today on the Writers Book Club featuring Mister Sincere Darkskin. What's going on, brother?
What's going on? What's going on?
I'm chilling on it, man. What about you, my guy?
I'm good. I'm good.
All right, tell us about yourself, Sincere.
Oh, shoot. What is the I was originally born, in Jamaica, and I migrated to New York at like a very, very young age, about like 4 or 5 years old, and that's pretty much like where I was raised. I was raised like in the Bronx, whatever.
Oh, boogie down.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like shit, I went through like a lot of stuff, good and bad. So you feel what I'm saying? Like, it's just the nature of that. But right now, like I'm just focusing on, uh, my one or two hidden talents that I felt like I had and hadn't been, you know, um, really doing. So, like that's when I got into writing. It's just something that I've always wanted to do or wanted to try.
Oh yeah, you got to kind of channel some of their energy out sometimes, in other things positive, But yeah, the book that you have it's pretty good read, man. I got to give it to you on that. I got
Oh,
to give
oh,
it to you.
you bought a copy?
I read somebody else's book.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, I will be buying a copy here shortly on that, of course. The people I have on my show, I've been pretty much discovering you guys through other people.
Okay, okay, okay.
I'm like, okay. I mean, plus I got this book club that I just started here recently, which is called the Writers Book Club. It's pretty much like a outshooter of my channel, Mister Old Skool Ryder. We basically talk about cars, fitness,
Yeah,
some relationships to a certain extent, and all
yeah.
type of other stuff that be on the channel. Of course, I got a little cluster F of stuff.
I'm into all that stuff.
Pretty much a little bit of everything, man. It'll be a surprise every show. I guarantee it, man. But so, what's the inspiration behind the book?
Shoot, like I kind of drew my my inspiration from like several different places. Just like the title said, women problems. Uh, like I had like I I was going through something. I was going through a bit of a episode, emotionally. Uh, I'm gonna say it like that. Um, and like certain things, it's just kind of hard for me to just be like, okay, well, I'm just gonna let it go and just like, let it pass. So like it got to the point where like we've all been there, like where we want to vent to this person, vent to that person, vent to this person, and it helps to a certain extent. But with me, like when something like that happens, it made me relive like past, like when it happened to me in the past. So I decided, like, what happened, screw it. Writing is something that I've always wanted to do. You see what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right.
that and like like my trigger, I'm very into anime, right? So
Hmm.
one of my characters from this anime called Naruto, uh he's like a older guy, but he's like incredibly goofy. That his name is his name is Jiraiya. So he wrote and he's incredibly perverted. So
Oh Lord.
he wrote about 4 books, like called the Make Out Paradise series, uh
Oh.
about his travels or whatever. I was like, that would be a good idea. But coincidentally, around that time while I was on Netflix watching that, I was watching uh The Best Man was out.
Oh man, that was a while back too. Okay. Which one, the
Uh,
old one or the new Best Man?
the first one, it was out on Netflix.
Okay.
And after the first 20 minutes into the movie, I was like, I've been that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna write a book.
Hey, why not, man? Monetize on yourself, man.
Yeah. I was like, nah, this is a sign. I'm gonna write a book. So yeah, I started thinking back, and I was, I just started getting to writing, and a lot of times, they say that well, psychologists and stuff like that, like therapeutically, they tell you that sometimes you need to write like a journal or something like that to empty your mind. Shoot, I mean, I'm not like the journal kind of guy, so I was just like, all right, you know what? Um, these books, they're like my own diary. They're like my own take on, like not my own take, but like that's like me, like from memory, like venting to all of y'all.
Right, right. That's true.
Yeah, I'm venting to all of y'all, like um, like what happened, and everything, instead of just talking about it. You see what I'm saying? So like I'm kind of venting to everybody. So it's like y'all are kind of like my ear, and also I wanted to I know that if I felt this way, I know that a lot of guys also felt a certain, felt similar, right? So not even just guys, just stuff happens in relationships. Period. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. We pretty much always heard from the other side.
Hmm.
It's nowadays the men actually start talking nowadays. I know some of the old heads always tell like, man, you need to keep that itch to yourself, man. Be a man. You're gonna be all right.
It's
Then
not
we
healthy.
pretty much just kind of take that pain, what we went through, to other people and ruin them, or you just make things worse pretty much at the end.
Yeah, yeah.
Or do something drastic.
Yeah, it's so true, and that's the reason why I left that message to the readers towards the end of my book, saying, "Hey, look, I'm just trying to share with y'all, some of my relationship experience, so y'all could draw from that, and like so y'all could feel like that y'all not the only ones that's going through it. Like y'all not the only ones that like have felt this kind of pain, felt rejection, felt like somebody made you feel like you wasn't good enough. Um, so I I wanted to like reach out to my readers and just like let them know that like through my writing.
Yes, sir. Also, do you have a? I think you also have a YouTube channel you just started recently as well, correct?
I definitely do. I definitely do.
What's the name of your
Um,
channel so we can go ahead and sub to it? I'm like subscriber number 2 as of yesterday, but yeah,
uh,
we gotta try to support you on your moving and everything. Kind of get some more material out.
yeah. It's Sincere Darkskin.
How did you coin that phrase anyway? I mean, I know you dark skinned anyway, but how did you put that together? How did that happen?
Like when I was in the Bronx, during my teen days, I knew somebody named Sincere, and like um he used to like get like them we call them flight jackets. Uh, the like the lightweight diamond cut like flight jackets
Oh
that
yeah.
yeah that used to come out in like every color, and they was like $25 at the store.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I knew somebody named Sincere. Like he used to have like Sincere like customized on the back of his jacket, right? Um,
Right.
uh, he was light skinned, by the way.
I mean,
Uh,
ever since Sincere I met in life, there was always some hustling dudes, and they always light skinned. I never
yeah.
met a dark skinned Sincere until today,
So yeah.
which is crazy, man.
Yeah. So uh, yeah. He used to get into you know trouble and stuff like that. But unfortunately, he had got like murdered.
Mm,
Like when we were moving into adulthood. Um, so
wow.
um, one day I've always liked that name. So one day, it was years ago. I was actually making like my Facebook page, and I'm like, like what should I go by? I was like, yo, I really had liked this name, and really, this dude, he's not with us anymore. I have been sincere, but I'm dark skinned, so sincere Darkskin.
Well, you pretty much kind of carry on the memory of whatnot, the good times, of course, to a certain extent. But yeah, I like it. It's a cool name, man.
Oh, yeah, oh,
I think
yeah,
you
and
also have a trademark as well, correct?
yeah, and as you can see, this is a very dark skin.
Hey, people. Hey, we all melanated, man, to a certain extent.
Oh yeah,
Some
oh
of us
yeah,
more melanated than everybody else, but hey, we still in the same gang, man.
oh yeah, oh yeah, definitely so.
So tell us a little bit. You don't have to go into detail all the way, but kind of tell us a little bit about the book to a certain extent, so the audience can go ahead and snatch it up.
So about my book, I do, of course, I changed up like certain names and stuff like that, to protect the innocent. But
Mm.
uh, it pretty much covers, the my dating experience, how like my interaction with romance, starting from like a very very young age, and dealing with rejection. And it for like when I started dealing with rejection from like a very very young age, it kind of made me ball up a little bit.
Mm. Oh, you pretty much like an introvert then, right? You kind of
um
stay to yourself.
yeah, but as I've, I'm 35 right now. So as I've been getting older, I've actually been doing very good with, like, coming out of that. But I've been, when I'm at home, I really just want to sit home in my room all day and watch movies, or watch anime.
Hey, that's not weird, man. I know some people might say that's crazy, but I mean, lately, the ladies are actually into anime, man, which is wow.
Yeah,
I mean, you just gotta. You already found your lane and everything, man. Don't change yourself too much for somebody. You just gotta be yourself, man. Don't be fake, man.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Like I tell everybody, like, hey, look, y'all may call it lame, but I just want to sit at home all day and just watch anime. If I'm not with my daughter. So
Hey, that's all good, man. Hey, shout out to your daughter, man, little mama. Okay.
yeah, but like that's pretty much like what it covers. And then like the first chapter is pretty much just an introduction, telling about myself. Just talking about, yeah, pretty much like what I said on the introduction, on this show, like where I came from, where I was raised, and stuff like that. And like one or two things, I I did include me having scoliosis, or whatever, and not really addressing it until I was like 15. And I mentioned in the book that when 9/11 happened, I was actually
Mm-hmm.
uh, at a pre-op appointment. Like I was supposed to be at school that day. I was like a freshman in high school. I was
Oh
actually
man.
yeah, I was actually at like a pre-op appointment, and me and my mother, we saw it on the news from the doctor's office. But it starting from chapter 2. It just goes. I'm not telling this. It pretty much just starts off from I was 17. Covers from when I had my first girlfriend. Covers from when I had my first love. Covers covers from like when I had like my first like real serious relationship where we dealt with each other a good bit, like a good bit. Um and like we learned a lot from each other, and it really taught me a lot about myself. And I think that when y'all read it, yeah, y'all gonna realize that that particular relationship I'm talking about taught me a lot about myself, and it kind of set the pace for a lot of my relationships now. And and that's pretty much it. Because it kind of it kind of molded my mind like in like a certain way that I just couldn't change after that.
Hey, you gotta do what works for you, man. You know, all of our life experiences pretty much going to shape us in certain ways to learn like valuable lessons and all in life. But some
Yeah.
are good or some are bad. But just gotta take the best of it.
Oh yeah.
You know, just go with it. You know, I mean, if people need to talk to somebody, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? And also, you can channel your frustrations or your concerns, through other stuff like you're doing right now. You got two hidden talents. One of them is writing. What's the second hidden talent? Can you is it, you can you talk about that? The second one.
Uh, my second I mean, writing is my like I used to draw a lot as a child, although I'm out of practice right now. Like I'm out of practice, but like naturally, like I'm a great drawer. Like in the middle school, elementary school, and have a high school. Folks used to be like, yeah, like you have like a real talent for art, you know. But it's not something that I really exploited on.
When's the last time you were doing some type of art?
Um, uh, shoot, it's been years now, but I had drawn, like it was kind of like like an abstract outline of one of my friends sister.
Hmm. Okay. I mean, at least you're still trying to get something going. Still, every now and then, not let your talent go away, so whatnot. But just kind of keep it kind of sharp every so often.
Yeah, yeah. Um I know y'all see my logo and everything. I actually plan to do like a merch line. Like that's kind of why I made that logo like sincere, like with the pen.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, well, shoot, since like me as sincere, like my whole journey right now started off by the pen. So like the pen is like my platform. So, I just put sincere on top of the pen.
Like, yeah, that pen will get you to. I mean, that pen will make you win, man. You just got to keep on going. So, are you working on your second book right now? Is that the second book in the process?
uh, so um it's it, it's actually being edited.
Oh man, I'm gonna be a banger, man. You don't have to tell us everything about it, but what's the second one? If you can kind of give us an idea, what's the idea of the second book is going to be about?
All right, so the first book was like when I was from like I was 17 to I was 23, right? And and
Mm-hmm.
I mean my my second book was when I first got to um Atlanta, like at the Greyhound bus station that's right there adjacent from Magic City, terrible area. I used to do security there.
You know what? You know what? Some people couldn't figure out. Well, a lot of people was asking me what Magic City was. I have no idea. I know it's in Atlanta somewhere. You know, one of my people in the lifestyle says it's over by Greyhound, by the G-Hound. I'm like, Greyhound? I don't even know what a Greyhound is. I'm like, I just happened to just drive over there on accident the other day. I'm like, oh, that's where it's at.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
You know, I almost got hit by the monster cop or whatnot. You know, like the bus police. I had to turn real quick. I'm like, oh, okay, that's where that's at.
Yeah, yeah. It's like right there, like in the cut. But
Yeah, I was just trying to get some. I was trying to get something to eat somewhere else. I took this little street, got caught by the cop. He almost hit at me. Had to turn real quick. I'm like, oh, Magic City over there. There go Greyhound.
Oh, yeah.
You're right. It's most definitely in the cut, man, in the super cut.
It is. Shoot. But yeah, like my now my second book, um, that's more like me coming into my own as a young adult. And I okay, so my style of writing, um, I like Sister Soldier, right? Like she's like one of my favorite artists, right? I mean, writer.
Oh yeah,
I'm
she
sorry.
one of the legendary authors out there as well.
Yeah. Um. So if you read my book, then you would see a similarity in like the writing style. Like my most favorite book that she wrote is No Disrespect. That was like her first book.
Oh, ooh, well, you taking it all the way back, man.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I love that.
God, dog, I forgot about that one, dude.
Yeah, that is a great book because she was so raw in how she expressed how she felt. And like when I and I read that book when I was on my little self journey, that you may um my like when I was doing security, when I had started doing security in New York, like when I was in my very early 20s. um like I'd sit on post, and I was in school full time, and I used to work full time. So but like when I wasn't doing studying or whatever, I'd be reading
Mm-hmm.
books. And like when I came across that book, like I had to slow down and just take that book in. So if you see some of my writing, like how I label the chapters or whatever, and like how I write, it was almost like I kind of sort of tried to mirror her style, but in my own little spin. um
I wasn't gonna say nothing about it, but yeah, you mirror the style just. Just like anything in life, we're going to mirror somebody's style to a certain extent and pretty much kind of make it our own, you know. But yeah, you did your thing, man.
yeah, so I want to say
I mean,
uh, 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 just to touch on your question earlier, right? um
mm-hmm.
what second book is about? Oh, it's about getting familiar with Atlanta. It's
Oh
called
boy.
dating, love, and eventuality. Um,
Oh
so
man.
so like I was in my 20s, and I had just gotten a job as a CO, right?
Okay.
And I was like, oh crap, I'm fine, and I got like a nice car. Like I had got like a 2002 black on black Lincoln LS V8. So
Oh man, I used to sell those too back in the day, man, when that was new. I'm
yeah, so
41, but God, lady, that was a long time ago. Hell,
so
that's
so like I was on that mode in book two. So I was, more dating and dating and into getting getting into the thick of it.
Hmm.
Uh, to put things lightly.
Hey, in Atlanta, man, it's a playground out here for the brothers out there, man. Pretty much
Yeah,
anything, everybody or
yeah,
whatnot. They do what they do out here.
yeah, yeah. Shoot, I also geeked up around that time, like leaving the Bronx and then coming up that very next summer after I got my car, I drove right back to New York and like just to post up on the block that I used to hang out on.
Oh man. I mean, it's no place like home when you get some new stuff, man. Just post up at the store or what was your favorite spot real quick. I'm like, yeah, I did that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I used to
yeah,
love those Lincoln LSs, man. Those things was fast, man, to be a big car like that.
oh yeah, oh yeah. I used to love that car. It was
Man,
like
I sold a bunch of those cars back in the early 2000s, man. Those cars were selling, man.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Man,
Shoot.
I hope they have something else like it one day, but that chapter is pretty much over with for Ford, of course. But yeah, that was a
Mm-hmm.
car that was nothing like it from Lincoln back then. You know,
Well,
there was
yeah,
something different from like a town car. You know, like the old school big old
yeah.
car that drives so smooth. That Lincoln
Mm-hmm.
LS came out. That car was so aggressive.
Yep, yep. They had built it to make it into like a direct competition to like the 5 Series BMW of that same era.
That's facts. That car was pretty much. I wish I probably would have came up with that car a little bit, maybe like 3 or 4 years before.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that car would have just. Man, that car would. It's still legendary, of course, but yeah, Ford needed to bring that car maybe like 3 years earlier. To be honest about it, man, it lasted for a long time on the Jaguar platform. You know, the S type platform, but pretty much at the end of the day, it was like 3 years a little bit too late. I mean, it did its thing. It sold a lot of units, but it needed to come out maybe like 3 years earlier.
Oh
It would
yeah,
have
oh
caught the
yeah,
BMW pretty much, to be real about it.
yeah. Because BMWs is like a more established name, So I mean, not saying established because like Lincoln is an established name, but you know,
That
like
particular car.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like Lincoln hadn't established themselves as like a sporty car, brand.
Yeah, that's true, man. But I mean, if it wasn't for that LS, they wouldn't be doing that other stuff they're doing right now with the cars and stuff. I
Yeah,
mean, of
like
course, they have
the
smaller engines and different Fords now, but I mean, they play with that car just a little bit. You know, that's when Ford had the Premier Group. They had
hmm
Volvo, Aston Martin, Jaguar, a
Oh
bunch of
yeah,
other premium brands. Volvo really actually helped Ford out with the safety and all the other stuff.
oh
Most of
yeah,
that stuff is like Volvo parts and Jaguar to a certain extent and Mazda.
yeah, and
If it
that
wasn't, it wasn't for Ford putting all that together, man, you wouldn't have this other stuff they got right now.
oh yeah, yeah. Shoot, I mean, I mean, like like they're gonna do like what they do to corner the market. Shoot, like I've always been like one of like the bigger old school car fans. Like I like muscle cars.
Oh yeah, we was gonna actually segue that in a moment, but you already jumped into it. So, what old school big car that you like yourself? This is a car channel, of course, but
Oh
what you
yeah,
like?
man. I think that my all time favorite like old school. It's it's like actually like a tie between two of them, but um, I think that in number one is like the 1970s Plymouth Hemi Cuda.
Oh sure, what you know, boy? Really, man.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Oh yeah, they did their thing, man. Sound like you must be a Mopar guy, Chrysler Dodge type of guy.
yeah. Like I had like I had like a 5.7 Chrysler 300 for like several years.
Oh man. Yeah, I sure hate they don't make V8s in the 300s no more, man. I want to
Man,
see like a Hellcat 300, man. I wish they do something like that. I
you
wish.
you know what? Uh, they they actually still make the 300s like with the V8s, right?
I
Um,
haven't seen it really.
but what they do, right? And I hate that they did that because I had tried to trade in like my 300C for like a newer version. You know, like mine was a 5.7 all wheel drive, black on black,
Mm-hmm.
everything, right? And when I had tried to trade it in, they was like, oh yeah, like they come in V6, and I was like, what about the V8? They're like, yeah, you could get the V8, but
It's very hard to do.
it's gonna be like more like $15,000 more. But like you know the baseline for this car is like 38,000. So you looking at the 50,000s in order to get like a 300 V8. So it's like damn, like y'all done damn.
Yeah, they taxing on the 300 V8s. I really haven't. I guess they very rare. I have not really seen like a newer 300 with a V8 in it. I know it's somewhere out there, hopefully. But
Um,
for what you're saying, they not trying to sell V8 300s for whatever reason, which is kind
um,
of weird, man.
like what the dealership tried to tell me was, well, you know, it rides better, you know, as a V6. It rides a lot smoother because you know it was built for luxury anyway. I'm looking like, man, look, I'm trying to get that big boy toy. Like what you mean? Look at the damn V6 muscle car. Like, what is that?
I'm not hating on the Pentastar V8s, but I mean, I'm sorry, not V8. I mean, I'm not hating on the Pentastar V6s. Man, they got their power and everything, but they Oscar the Graph's trash, man. After a while, you know, they wear out easy.
Yeah, because they carrying all that weight.
They trying to put them in trucks and stuff. I'm like, man, that's not gonna hold up like that.
Oh yeah,
I mean, they trying to put turbos and all this other crap on there. I'm like, man, just throw a Hemi in there. You did it
yeah,
anyway.
yeah. There's nothing like a naturally aspirated engine. You know, the whole thing about car engines is that like when you put like V8, no, like when you put turbos and superchargers and stuff like that on the engines, it actually shortens the engine's lifespan. Um, you know, and that's the reason why like naturally aspirated engines like tend to last longer and tend to require less maintenance.
Hmm. Yeah, I have two of my daily drivers have turbos in it. One of them was like a new car. The
Mm-hmm.
other one's my Jetta. I mean, they had a factory recall anyway, but you know, they replaced the whole engine and everything in that car.
Oh,
I got lucky on that, and you know, the turbo took forever to get here from Germany, but they pretty much replaced that too. But I'm not gonna lie, it's something about that turbo when it started making that noise when you get on the freeway, man. When you hit it, I like that sound, man. But other than that, it's nothing like a naturally aspirated car. You most definitely right about that. They do tend to last longer to a certain extent, as long as you take care of it.
oh yeah, oh yeah, they definitely do. Um,
So with that being said, Sincere, what is your first car that you had yourself? I know you've been over here just for a little bit, but what was your first car that you got?
shoot. Um, I had a 1997 Ford Taurus.
Mm.
Um, I you know what? So, man, it's no secret for the folks who knew me. Um, I I'm a late bloomer. You know, that it just is what it is. So I had graduated
Right,
high school.
right.
I graduated high school when I was like 20. Um, and I
And
got
be
my
like
job.
that, fam.
I got my driver's license like the same year. Um,
Man,
you
I didn't get
know,
my license to 17, but I was driving for like forever though. But I got the license at 17. I didn't have the money to, take the test and all that good stuff. I mean, how I got my license, I looked up when Texas actually got the lottery. I think it was like the mid 90s. My
mhm.
first 5 tickets, I think I won like $1,500 on my first 5 tickets, like scratch offs.
Okay,
Man,
gotcha.
I hit it. Man, that was a nice lick. I took like $300 that I went to a little suburb to go to driver's ed school.
Uh-huh.
I was able to go ahead, figure out the formalities of the traffic rules and stuff like that. I only
Yeah.
missed one question on the test, of course, but got my test. I mean, got my license within a couple weeks, and I was
Mhm.
off and running. Got me some clothes. I was
Mhm.
ready, man.
shoot, shoot, damn, um, the way how I had got my first car, it wasn't even planned. Um, it was like that summer, like when you when you graduate high school, you're you're like, well, you typically used to like a daily routine for every day from up until then. You go to school, you eat the summer, you're off, whatever. Um, but I'm kind of trying to find my way. Like, damn, like I got work and shoot, what am I gonna do like with myself now? Because I ain't in school no more. You know,
Mm.
this was like the summer before I started college. I
Right.
waited like a whole year to start college. So that summer, um, my mom had came home, right, and she was like, oh yeah, you need some responsibility. Well, well, my family's Jamaican, so like my mom like, oh, you need some responsibility, buy your car, take care of the car. So I was like, oh, for real? Oh,
Mm.
what kind of car you bought me? What kind of car you bought me? So her husband at the time had a Crown Vic, so she's like,
Ooh, okay.
she's like, oh, buy your car, just like his. I was like, I don't want no damn car. I mean, in my head, I didn't say it to my mom. I was like, I don't want no damn Crown Vic. Shoot, what kind of Ford you bought me?
Oh
So
man.
like when I actually saw it, I was like, I kind of hate the design, but shoot, a car is a car, and you young, and this is New York, and this is like when you're young. Shoot, like if you have a car, period, and you're still around that young age, you lit.
You the man.
Yeah. So shoot, I took it for what it was. I used to be driving around. The chick used to see me. He's like, I didn't know you had a car. Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I got a car.
Yeah, that's true, man. Whenever you're young, if you have some type of car, I mean, you pretty much you're gonna be it for at least you're gonna be in the in a consideration. You
Oh
know what
yeah,
I'm saying? That kind of separate you from the pack to a certain extent.
yeah. Shoot, like my girlfriend around that time, she had like really big control issues and like
Mm.
and stuff like that. So she like, so now you got a car. You think you hot shit now? Oh, oh,
Oh,
so
that's
so
funny.
you about to. So I used to be like, oh, come on, it's a car, baby. Come on, baby. Hop in passenger seat.
That's funny, man.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I mean, you rolling, man. That's what matters.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, like she just she kind of took it as it's just another reason for me to just step off on her.
I mean, that'll be all right, man. Hey, that'll be just fine. All right. So, what is your favorite car at this moment?
Uh, shoot. I mean, like there's so much out there. Um,
I mean, what you got your eye on? I mean, I know it's a bunch of stuff out there, but I know you got at least a couple of them on your mind.
okay, all right. So a car has been um that has been downplayed, I want to say, but I would like to get personally is a um and they don't sell anymore. They only spoke for about 3 years or something like that. Is a Chevy SS.
Ooh, I mean, you better go. What? Okay.
Yeah, like um and um which one what I'm talking about too.
The cars that came from Australia. It used to
uh,
be the GTO, but they brought them back again and put a Chevy logo on it. I'm like, okay, they fast,
yeah,
man.
yeah. Yeah, like the Pontiac G8.
I mean, I'm sorry, not GTO. I mean G8. God, dog, I should be ashamed of myself. Yeah,
Yeah,
the G8, the big car.
yeah.
Yes, it's just a G8 with a Chevy badge on it.
Yeah. Because if you look at it, like the platform, like the chassis is pretty similar, but yeah, it come with like what 425, 415 horsepower, but
I think it got the LS3 in there, if I'm not mistaken, V8 motor or whatnot. But
the
as far
6.4
as
liter.
6.4, oh yeah, that's a big one right there.
It's a 6.4, 6.2. Whatever. But
That might be a 6.2 probably, but don't give me the line, fam.
but yeah, it like I've always liked that car. Like it's one of my you know it's one of my little faves. I like
Man, you can
cars
make it
that
happen, man. You gotta put your mind to it. It's coming, man. But yeah, you can get it, man. Eventually,
yeah it's
just keep doing what you're
uh,
doing.
yeah, and I kind of like stuff that like say if I have it somebody could be like, oh hey, where you bought that at? Like what is that? You know, and that car's kind of a sleeper because it almost looks like a Chevy Caprice or like a modified like Impala or whatever. But it's nice. It's a whole different beast all to itself.
Oh yeah, that's so very true. You say you're in Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
It's quite. I seen a bunch of those SSs here lately. I seen like 5 or 6 of them when I was on the south. So I guess they had some type of club or something. But it was just like 5 or 6 of them in a line, just doing donuts and stuff. I'm like, okay, they must got a club out here for SSs.
Oh shoot, like I've seen like certain car clubs. That like uh, I've sometimes went by and just passing. Like say I'm driving to work or something like that, and I just decided to. I mean, I just see like sometimes it'd be like a whole bunch of BMWs just parked up, and I'd be like, oh, like y'all must got like the BMW club out right now, or like it'd be like a whole bunch of um Chargers, and I'd be like, damn, like y'all got about like 30 Chargers on them with their own personality.
Oh yeah, that's so very true. You're right about that. Yeah, I mean, it is a big BMW club. I think there's a couple of them, which is Peachtree BMWs. I
Hmm.
have a couple old school BMWs myself. Like the '70s or whatnot. And there's another club. I think it's a BMW CCA or something like that. But yeah, I'm supposed to be going to an event here pretty soon. I got invited out, go see them
Um,
race or whatnot. But I got to see if I can squeeze that in my schedule.
oh yeah. That that is a thing. You know, like when you're adulting, like scheduling stuff.
Yeah, my schedule is tight, man. I don't even know how to squeeze a show in here, but I had to sacrifice my sleep to a certain extent. But hey, we're
Oh,
gonna just let it do what it do. So also, let me ask you this question: what would you suggest to somebody if they want to start writing a book?
mm, um, uh, okay. Now I've been, I have actually had people ask me like, hey, how do you go about it? Okay, so um, I would tell I would tell anybody like, hey, like think of something that you can build a plot around. That's like think of something that you wouldn't mind talking about and building a story around, and then carrying that story on, and so on and so forth. Because me myself, although I wrote like all three of my books from memory. Oh crap! I let that slip. um, um, but although I wrote my books from memory, um, I still had to kind of put it in platform. You know, like not just rant throughout the whole thing, because then it would have no structure. So yeah, that's that. I would tell anybody that that's the biggest thing. Just just think of like a main subject and that you would want to put that you could put a plot around and build from there.
So, the way that you write yourself, do you follow some type of outline? You just go in there and just start writing.
Um, so what I try to do, right? Like being that I'm writing from a POV uh of sorts. Like I would go in and I would start speaking about like the subject, right?
Yes.
And I would start a story about. Well, I would start going in detail about that subject, and I'd be like, "Hey, this is what happened, like with that subject. This is um when this subject happened. This is who this subject happened with. This is why this subject happened. This is the conclusion. This is how I carried on, whatever. This is how it ended, and then I take it into like into like my next big uh relevant scene. So like I play it off like that. Just think of a subject or a situation and just build around, speak about everything around the situation before I move to like the next scene or in the book.
Yes, that's so very true. So we're getting very close to the end on this, Sarah. How you go about? How you go about? Let me. How can I say this? How you go about dealing with writer's block on your end of it?
Uh, like okay, so although I wrote it off memory, yeah, like there was times that I had to take like a 2 week break, take a week break, get my thoughts together, get the juices flowing, um, you know, just think, or like because on my books I wrote them all by hand first,
Hmm.
then I typed them out.
Old school. Okay, I like that, man. You write
Yeah,
them down, then you type them up, and you can
yeah,
kind of. Okay, I got you, man. I like
yeah.
that.
So like sometimes I may take a break from like the main thing that I'm talking about, and then I start like I mean like okay, like where should I go from here, like what what's relevant, like what you know um thing of importance can I talk about. So I may just be like, all right, you know what, let me just take some paper and start just going through ideas, going through ideas, going through ideas, and just you know uh, going like like I may think of something and like write about 3 pages
Hmm.
about that, and then I start chopping it up and just taking like like what I need from like all that all those ideas, and then once it starts to come together, I start just like building off of that momentum.
Hmm. Man, that'll work right there. So, since you wrote the first book, how long did it take you to actually write it,
Uh,
like all together, From like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, I've got to ask you this question. You pretty much are self published right now, correct?
Yeah.
That'll work, man. You better keep your keep all your money, minus the maintenance and stuff like that. But yeah, yeah, you got to just keep rocking out, But how long did it take you to write this particular book from start to finish, all the way to upload it to have it on paper?
Oh man, shoot, my book dropped like a week ago.
Hmm? Yeah, I know you did it a week ago, but how long did it take you to put it
Oh,
all together from start to
shoot,
finish?
dang, damn. I want to say that I started around December 2019.
Pretty much it's a
Um,
process, I mean, your first one is your baby.
yeah. What and y'all may like my readers. I want them to understand, like, actually when I was writing the first one, especially the first one, I put in so much emotion into it, like when I was writing it, and like that's like the longest book that I wrote.
Hmm.
um but um so so I did have the idea, like, okay, hey, I want to write a book. So I was like, yeah, let me sit down and start, typing up on my computer. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Then after about like a page, I was like, I ain't got shit to write about.
I mean, just keep thinking of stuff that might have happened or people that you know. You gonna come up with something.
Yeah. So I was like, damn, I don't even know like where to start. Like what the hell? So what happened was like um ever so often, like I'd go, like after the first page I'd go, like I wrote like a whole chapter, and
Hmm.
really chapter 1 and 2, they used to be like the same chapter and a whole lot shorter. Um, but you know I've actually learned as I went along. Like I went through I did the whole process. Like just it was like feeling around in the dark. Um, so um, it was kind of like um after I did like my first chapter, or my first like half a chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I really didn't know like which that direction to go. So it's like every week or so, I just uh came and maybe wrote like 3 sentences. I came back and wrote like 2 sentences, and I'm like, all right, cool, that's it. Um, and after really up until October last year, I had okay, so I had 2 chapters, right? So I was at work one day talking to dude that I credited in the beginning of my book. Um um so but I was talking to him. He was like, hey, and like he's seen that I'd be at work on my downtime, jotting down like on work paper, like just writing down on work paper. Um, so he was like, hey, what you should really do for the beginning of your book is just write a whole introduction about yourself, because the authors want to know. I mean, the readers want to know who you are. So I
That's
was like,
facts.
yeah. So I was like, all right, having that's a good idea. Let me go in more about who I am first before I get to the plot, or before I get to the main storyline. So I revamped it and split the first chapter and made the entire half of the first chapter um a standalone chapter. And it came up pretty good. So then I had to expand on the second chapter. So I just thought of stuff that had happened that year, because like that like that year, like me and my friends, like like we that was like I don't know, like one of the years that it was 2003. That was one of the years that like a lot of stuff started happening, like with me and some of my friends. So I just put I call it changes. So I kind of expanded, and that came out good. So I started to gain momentum because then I started to think about other stuff, and as I thought about it, as I thought about it, like my feelings about it start coming back. We all know how feelings are.
Oh yeah, Harvard does some good and bad things sometimes. They gonna be there, but
Yeah.
yeah,
So
I do understand, man.
once I start writing and getting into my head, I start to relive some of those situations, and then like my feelings got into it, and then like it started to really come back. Like, oh, this is what happened. This is what happened. This is what happened. This is what happened. So I start to get like more of a clearer recollection of certain things that had happened during that period. So yeah, but this year I kind of spent trying to figure out how to get my material out. Like I spent, you know, like I didn't get referred to any cover artist. I I really just went on Instagram and was like, oh, cover artist, and and like I went on Instagram and pull up, oh, authors. So like I met several authors on Instagram and publishing company publishing folks who published and stuff
Mm.
like that. And I just had their inbox, hey, did you go through like a company or did you self-publish? Hey, how'd you go about it? What can I do? How do I do that? Uh, you know, just start asking them, and a lot of them was actually really helpful. Um, One lady actually just gave me the link for the copyright website and told me like, hey, just if you have an Amazon account, like just go on the Kindle Direct Publishing because it's still on Amazon. You can use the same information. You feel what I'm saying? But I want to say the Kindle version wasn't that hard to drop. I um um I skipped a step. Uh, there was Grammarly, me trying to check my punctuation, spelling, and stuff like that. There was a Grammarly thing, and then still, um, I ended up paying like almost $300 to a professional editor to edit my book because it was about like what like my word count was about like 61,000 words.
Mm.
Um, as
Ah,
you can
that's true.
like as you can see, like for the paperback, like my book is about 455 pages.
Man, I
Um,
read books like longer than that. I mean, it depends on how. I mean, some people got short books and some people got longer books. If you got, if it takes like X amount of time to tell the story, as long as you told the story, that's what matters.
and that's pretty much what I was trying to do. So like when it came to that, I would say the most trying thing was just to get my paperback version out, because like yeah, granted, Kindle is uh, uh, is convenient, but a lot of people would prefer to have a book in front of them and flip through pages. It just feels right.
Yeah, that's facts. I'm like, I want the most of the times I want the book in my hand unless the author is sold out, or Most of the time, I need my book right in my hand, like right now. If I can't
Yeah,
do it, I'll go ahead and do an ebook. I'm not. I mean, it's cheaper most of the time, but I mean, if I got to
mhm,
have it, man, I go ahead and hit the ebook if it come down to it. But most of the
yeah,
times, I can wait.
yeah. But the paperback thing, it was a little bit trying. It was only trying because like the program on my computer, right? It's like it's similar to Microsoft Words, right? But
Okay.
not it's not exactly the same. Um, so every time that I tried to format it, um, and like when I transferred it on the direct publishing website, it would it would be off. The chapters like would be jumbled like in mid page, and stuff like that. And like for like 2 weeks, I was like, damn, like I'm trying to get this paperback out because that's what people really want. I
Hmm.
know, I would want paperback.
Yeah, that's true.
So I kept trying to figure it out, and like some like one of the folks online told me like, hey, look, for one, it mostly it it mostly goes like with the format of like the official Microsoft Word, for any authors out there that's trying to figure it out. It like if Microsoft Word, it says um so it goes directly like with that format, and then like once I figured it out and figured out what I wanted to do, then I had I had to um figure out like what size I want. Some folks had suggested that did like a 6x9, but I didn't really want to do a 6x9. Like to me that the size of the book like would have been too big, and people, like sometimes people like to carry certain books around and read them at work and stuff like that. So like, you don't want like a larger book. It could be bulky but smaller.
Mm.
So like I was like, nah, like I really want to do like a 5x8 though. Um, so then it was that, but then like once I transferred it back to the KDP, because like trust me, I had to format it about like 20 times but before I got it right. Um, then it still wasn't doing it right. So then that's when I learned about gutter margins and stuff like that. And I was like, damn, like writing a book is more complicated than it seems. Uh, you
Yeah.
know, so like that's when I got into that. So like once I figure out how to do the margins and stuff like that, and it translated good, I was like, oh, finally, damn.
You
Um,
got it, man. You made it, fam.
yeah, so so then I just simply just got the cover to like fit those dimensions, my 5x8. So like once I did that, it was good to go, because like with the book, like with the paperback formatting, Amazon, they're not gonna allow you to um do it if it's not like if the size isn't formatted correctly. It's just gonna come up as error, and it's not gonna allow you to approve it.
Yeah, you pretty much gotta be. I guess with them, I guess you gotta pretty much almost gotta be ready to go to a certain
Yeah,
extent, and I guess they do the rest for what I'm understanding,
yeah.
of course. But so, what's your final thoughts? Oh, sincere. Once we get done with this particular stream, stay on the line. We're gonna chop it up for a second. But what's your
Hmm.
final thoughts at this time?
Oh shoot! Hey, look, I just want to say thanks for having me on this show. Like it's like shoot, this is my first live show, and I hope in the future, I could be like a returning guest. You know.
Oh, you'll be back since you're in Atlanta. We'll go at the. Oh, yo, you got some content, man. You're in Atlanta. It's gonna be content for years. But you
Trust
gonna have
me.
so many books about Atlanta. It's crazy, man. Being in Atlanta is material by itself, man.
Trust me. I'm trying to think of my content for book 4 right now.
Yeah, since you just started your YouTube channel, yeah, you need to go ahead and start uploading and start. It can be about whatever you got going on. I mean, just as long
Yeah.
as you're not on there trashing people and stuff like that. But
Oh
I
nah,
mean, you got the
nah.
book. You got the book already. You need to go ahead and just make it do what it do, man.
Oh yeah. Like I don't like I don't shoot. As a matter of fact, like one of the girls that's like in my like one of the ladies that's in my book, she was, oh well, make sure that you and I'm like, okay, what makes you think that what
It's
makes you think
about
that,
you.
yeah, like what makes you think that you in it? Oh, because I know that you're gonna write about me. Nah, you don't know that. You don't know that.
Man, some people always think this song's about them, but it's not. The song is not about them, my man. So on that particular note, don't hang up, Sincere. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect the live, but I do appreciate everybody for coming on the Writers Book Club with Mister Old Skool Ryder, and I have author Sincere Darkskin. He got a classic in the making right now. Part 2 is coming up. I know it's gonna be some fire.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead and support him. Whatever you buy books at, just hit him on his Instagram. He'll show you the way.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. All right, stay right there, Sincere. Stay
All
right
right.
there. 1
All
second.
right.